auto scaling group works on load balancer. The very first thing which we are going to do is we are going to create one load balancer. Now let me again go to the. So this EC2 machine will be both the EC2 machine will be behind the load balancer, but how this EC2 machine is going to create is slightly different here. Auto scaling group in between these two, and auto scaling group will only add the EC2 machine. You don't have to manually create the EC2 machine. So we have to define in the auto scaling group that whenever the load will become this much and whenever the load will become this much, you add the EC2 machines based on the setup, based on the settings which we are going to do it now. And whatever EC2 machines which you are going to add it will be behind the load balancer. So only what we are going to do is we are going to create an auto scaling group. We are going to create one launch configurations, and based on the input of the launch configurations, we are going to create the auto scaling group. So just an overview and overall steps which we are going to do is create a load balancer. Now by this time you already know that how to create a load balancer, and then we are going to create an auto scaling group. In the auto scaling group, first step is create a launch configuration. So it is very similar to the launching an EC2 machine. So we click on create launch configuration, we add AMI instance type launch configuration, and add bootstrap script, IP addresses, add storage, and review and launch. Right. So this is the first create launch configuration in the auto scaling group. Then step 2 is create auto scaling group. Now here we have to create one auto scaling group, and we have to define what is the minimum size of the auto scaling group of the EC2 instance. You say that minimum size is 2 and max is 6. So minimum EC2 instances always should be there in the auto scaling group is 2 and maximum is 6. Here we have to add the traffic from the load balancer, right? And then there are a lot of other steps there. So let's start with the very first step for auto scaling is to create a load balancer. I'll go and create a load balancer, and I'll say my load balancer or my first load balancer. And you know that the VPC would be same, and it's going to be externally exposed URL, so it's not an internal load balancer. And HTTP protocol all are same. I'll assign a security group. Now this security group I'm going to assign it, and next configure. Now here again it's going to be the health load balancer will check the health checkup, right? So healthy.html, that's the file which the load balancer will check every time. I'm not going to add the EC2 instances here because you know that the EC2 instances will be added by the security auto scaling group, not by the load balancer or manually. So every time it is being added by my uh, auto scaling group. So I just have to create a load balancer. Now we'll go to auto scaling groups. So here we'll go to the auto scaling group. As of now, you could see that there is no instance added to it. In the same EC2 dashboard, on the bottom, you could see that auto scaling has launch configuration and auto scaling group. So what you have to do is you have to create a launch configuration, right? So it is as same as launching EC2 machine. So here you could see that create a launch configuration. Now whatever launch configuration I'm going to do it's similar like launching one EC2 machine. So first is create a launch configuration. This part you already know that I'm going to select Amazon Linux AMI and general purpose T2 micro. That's fine. Now you have to give the name my first LC. That means my first launch configuration. You can give the bootstrap scripts. It says that shebang bin bash yum update -y. First it will update all the RPMs. Yum install httpd -y, and it will go to this cd var www.html and create index.html, and it will also create one healthy.html file. Now these two files it will create, and again it will start the httpd server, which is Apache, and it will check whether it has started or not. I'm going with the default one because I'm using the default VPC. Next, add storage. I'll keep it the 8 GB root device general purpose SSD. It's fine. In the create launch configuration, it says that you want to add the existing security group. I'll say yes, this existing security group is still fine to me, because the EC2 instance, I wanted to use it for port number 22, which is SSH port. It has to be enabled so that I can go and access the EC2 machine, and port number 80 because the web port is port number 80, so that I can use the web page. Now my launch configuration is ready. I'll go ahead and create the launch configuration. So I'll just wait for the successfully created launch configuration. My first LC, the launch configuration is done. Now let's see what's the next step. Step 2 is we have to create an auto scaling group, so that the auto scaling group will understand how many EC2 instances, minimum EC2 instance and maximum EC2 instance. And also in the auto scaling group, I will have to add the available EC2 instances to the load balancer as well. So I am going to go to create an auto scaling group with this launch configuration. I'll give the name my first ASG, which is my auto scaling group, and this auto scaling group will be launched under the launch configuration of my first LC. How many EC2 instances you want to start with? I'll say start with 2 EC2 instances. That is still fine to me. And when you say 2 EC2 instances, you have to you can enable the subnets. You can say that uh, if I have 2 EC2 instances, you create one EC2 instances subnet 1, and subnet the second EC2 instances will be in the subnet 2. Now imagine if that start with 3 EC2 instances, so I will have one EC2 instances in each subnet. If I would have selected 6, 2 EC2 instances in the same subnet. If 9, 3 EC2 instances in the same subnet. Now imagine if I select 2, if I select 4, what will happen? So one EC2 instances will create in 2 EC2 instances will create in one subnet, and rest all the subnet will have one each EC2 instances. Now come to this advanced detail. Now from here only you have to add all the available EC2 instance behind the load balancer. So you say that load balancer, do you want to enable it? I say yes. Receive traffic from one or more load balancer. From here you can actually choose it. Now as soon as you click here, it will give you the available load balancer. Now I only have one classic load balancer, my first LB. Now health checkup will happen based on EC2 instance or based on elastic load balancer. So I'll select elastic load balancer because elastic load balancer will only check the health, right? When it is going to add to the load balancer, you give it 120 seconds. Here you have to add the create auto scaling group. Now you know that I have started with 2 EC2 machine, and here it is asking what is the maximum EC2 instance it can go. Now here you have to add when to add. You know that sometimes you have to add the EC2 machine, and sometimes you have to scale down the EC2 machine. So based on what parameters it will add it. So here it is the parameter. You click on. I have just clicked on the scale auto scaling group, and here it comes increase group size. I am giving the condition when to add it. So the name is increase group size and execute policy when. So I have to add one alarm. So this CloudWatch alarm, I have to add it when to start. I already have 2 different CloudWatch alarm created, but I'll add a new one. So here it says that send a notification to ASG. Now again, once you create an alarm, you have to create a topic also. So you say that SGC auto scaling group alarm, auto scaling group alarm. So I have just given the name of notification. So with this name, the notification will come, and where it will come? It will come to contact@suggestcloud.com. So I'm creating one topic. So with this notification details, and it will send it to my email ID to contact@suggestcloud.com. And when to increase the group size? When you see that the average utilization of CPU utilization is greater than or equal to 50%. That means today the average of CPU utilization every time is 10, and you see that the utilization has gone to 20, or consistently it is 20, or consistently it is 50%, more than 50%, then it will, and it lasts for one consecutive period of 5 minutes. So till 5 minutes, if the CPU load is 50%, ideally it should be 10%, but if the load is 50%, for minimum of 5 minutes, you create the alarm. And now I'm going to give the alarm name. And what would be the alarm name? So I'll just put it in such a way that it's my first, and then CPU utilization, and then increase. So you have to make the alarm name meaningful, so that once you see the alarm name, you easily understand, okay, this alarm has created and it has added one EC2 machine. So I'm going to create the alarm, and it's already added here. So SGC alarm and 50% for 300 seconds, then what it will do, it will add one EC2 machine, right? So add one EC2 machine when the CPU utilization will become more than 50% for 300 seconds. So in that way, you are adding the increase group size alarm. Now in the similar way, you have to add one more alarm, and here you can also select either a new alarm, or you can add here, you can come here and you can see that this increase alarm, that notification name can be same. I should have given the generic alarm name, but I have just added the increase one, but that should be fine. You can say that for decreasing the alarm, average utilization is less than equal to 3%. So if the utilization is less than 3% for a 5-minute period, consecutive 5-minute periods, then you can understand that, okay, the load has come down to 3%. So this is the right time to decrease it. So you set that alarm and you remove that existing one EC2 machine which you have just created it. So in that way, you can create one alarm, and then you can add the notification when to send that alarm. So I have 3 different alarms, but whenever the instance launch, whenever the instance terminates, fail to launch or fail to terminate, then you send me the alarm. So you have to tick out, if you don't want to get the alarm for launching or terminating or fail to launch, you can uncheck that. But it's good practice to set all the instances notification. Here you have to add my first ASG. So you review it. Now I'm going to create a launching group. Go to the EC2 and see whether the auto scaling group is going to create the EC2 instances or not. So let's see that. Here you could see that with the name of my first ASG2 EC2 machine are getting launched, and this is instance, and this is my first ASG. This is auto scaling group, but before that, let's see the load balancer. Where is load balancer? Because both has to go behind the load balancer. So I have to go to the load balancer, and it will also check whether the 2EC2, now it is become now status 0. Earlier it was 0 of 0, right? Now it has 0, and both the EC2 machine is out of services because it is checking the health checkup. Now again, if I keep on refreshing it, the load balancer will keep on checking the health checkup, and it will tell you that the EC2 instances are up. Now it's still the status of both the EC2 machine are initializing, and who has created this EC2 machine? My first auto scaling group has created, right? So once you go to the activity history of auto scaling group, it says that the launching of EC2 instances is done. So the load balancer should have. So you have to check 3 things: load balancer, auto scaling group, and the EC2 machine, right? And these are the 2 EC2 instances which has created, and all the life cycle is in service, and health status is healthy. Now how to test whether this EC2 instances is behind the load balancer now? So the very first thing which you can do is to either go here and copy the IP, copy the public IP and check in the, now it is showing, right? And come back here and go to second and copy the second IP. So that means both the EC2 instances is working fine. You could see that both the EC2 instances is working fine. But how to check whether the load balancer is also working fine or not? So here you just copy this one and go to your, so my EC2 was launched with auto scaling group, not by not manually, and both the EC2 instances are behind the load balancers and both are healthy enough. So that's the one part of it. But what happens if one of the EC2 instance goes down, right? If something happens to this EC2 instance, still I will be having one EC2 instances in the load balancer, right? The last time in the load balancer we have seen that if one EC2 instance goes down, the load balancer will send the traffic to only one. So I have two EC2 instances, but manually I will go and delete the, terminate the one of the EC2 machine. Now let's see what will happen. Now quickly come to the load balancer and see what will happen to the status. Now you see that one is kicked out, and if you just come back to the auto scaling group and you go to activity history and you see that what will happen here in the activity history, it says that it is still not doing anything, and how many instances it has. It is still saying that it's healthy, but gradually eventually it will show one of the instances under. You could see that one is unhealthy, right? And activity history says that both are successful. It is still not updated, and instance one is unhealthy. So what it is going to do is it is going to kick out from the load balancer, has already kicked this unhealthy EC2 instances out, but here it is still showing it. So what it will do in the activity history or in the EC2 instance, you see that one is terminated and one is running and three is terminated. That means one I have just terminated it. So let's do a refresh. What will happen if I again come back to the activity history? It should actually update. Now it says that successfully terminated the EC2 machine, right? So the EC2 machine is successfully terminated, but again ideally it should add, because you know that the minimum should be 2, right? If you go to instance, it is showing see one life cycle is pending. That means one, it has already started, it has already created one EC2 machine. You could see that with the same my first ASG, it's starting the same EC2 machine. So let's this come out, and now let's refresh it and let's see both are in service. Now if you see the load balancer, it will send the traffic to both the available EC2 machine. So that's all about the auto scaling group.